great to be back in the studio, ready to untangle the universe one equation at a time.
And today, Stavros, we're untangling something a bit closer to home. Less cosmos, more fruit bowl. I have a question for you. One that's famously been used in Oxford University physics interviews.
Ah, one of those. I love these. They're designed to see how you think, not what you know. Hit me with it.
All right, listeners, get ready for this one. Stavros, how high up a mountain could I go having eaten a banana?
The Banana Conjecture. Brilliant. This is one of my all-time favorite problems.
It sounds completely ridiculous. It doesn't sound like a physics question at all. Where do you even begin?
That moment is exactly the point. Physics isn't about having pre-packaged answers. It's about taking a messy, real-world question like this one and building a bridge to a logical, quantifiable answer. It's the scientific method in a nutshell. Our first step is to deconstruct the problem. What is the question really asking?
I guess it's asking to convert the energy from a banana into a hate.
Exactly. We're dealing with an energy conversion. This is the core physics principle. The chemical potential energy stored in the banana is converted into mechanical work, which in this case is used to increase your gravitational potential energy.
Okay, gravitational potential energy. I remember that from class. GPE is mass times the gravitational field strength times the change in height. So E equals mgh.
Perfect. We have our foundational equation. So the useful energy we get from the banana will equal mgh. We're trying to find h, the height. So a simple rearrangement gives us h equals energy divided by mg.
All right, we have a formula, but it's full of unknowns. This is where the worksheet calls it stating your assumptions. We have to become estimators.
We do. This is the art of physics. Let's break it down. What do we need to know?
Well, m is the mass of the person climbing. Let's say me. I'm about 65 kilograms. Let's use that.
A reasonable assumption. We'll use m equals 65 kilograms. Next is g, the acceleration due to gravity.
That's about 9.81 meters per second squared. For an estimation question, can we just round it up to 10? It makes the math easier.
An excellent interview tactic. Using g equals 10 meters per second squared shows you're focused on the process, not just tedious calculation. Let's do that. So now our denominator is mg equals 65 kilograms times 10 meters per second equals 600 newtons. Easy.
Okay, now for the hard part. The numerator. How much energy is in a banana? I just eat them. I don't measure their joules.
This is where we do a bit of research, or in an interview, a sensible estimate. We see energy in food listed as calories with a capital C. A medium banana has about 100 calories. But here's a critical trap. One food calorie is actually a kilocalorie kcal.
Oh, so it's 100,000 calories, not 100.
Precisely. And now we need to convert kilocalories to the SI unit for energy, the joule. The conversion, which comes from the specific heat capacity of water, is roughly 1 kilocalorie equals 4,200 joules.
So our banana has 100 kilocalories times
4,200 joules per kilocalorie. That's 420,000 joules.
exactly. E banana equals 420 kilojoules. Now we have all our numbers for our first simple model. Let's plug them in. Okay, H equals energy divided by mg. So H equals 420,000 joules divided by 650 newtons. My calculator says
646 meters.
about 650 meters. That's surprisingly high. That's more than twice the height of the Eiffel Tower, or climbing most of Mount Snowdon in the UK, all from one banana.
Yeah, that feels wrong. I get tired walking up a few flights of stairs. I'd need a whole bunch of bananas to climb 650 meters. Our model must be missing something.
And this is the most important step for a physicist, critiquing your model. Our first calculation assumed a 100% perfect energy conversion. It assumed the physicist in the problem is a perfectly efficient machine. But the human body is not a perfect engine. What do real engines do with energy?
They waste a lot of it as heat. Bingo. We need to account for the efficiency of the human body. A significant portion of the 420,000 joules from the banana is just used to keep you warm, power your brain, and is generally lost as heat during the exertion. The work you do climbing is only a fraction of the total energy consumed.
So we need a value for human efficiency. The worksheet we prepared for this episode suggests looking this up. Research seems to put it around 20 to 25% for activities like cycling or climbing.
Let's use 25%, or epsilon equals 0.25 to make the math friendly. This epsilon, the Greek letter eta, is our efficiency factor. The useful work done is not the total energy of the banana, but the efficient part of that energy. Our equation becomes mgh equals epsilon times e banana.
Ah, so the height is now epsilon times e banana divided by mg. We're only getting 25% of the height we calculated before.
Let's recalculate. What's 25% of our original 646 meters?
It's 161.5 meters.
Excellent. Now that sounds much more reasonable, doesn't it? Around 160 meters is a serious climb, like going up a 50-story building, but it feels plausible for the energy burst from a single banana.
So we went from the huh moment to a simple model to a refined model that feels more real. Is that the end? Is that the final answer?
For an interview, that would be a fantastic answer. But for a true physicist, the questioning never ends. We can still critique this refined model.
What other assumptions did we make?
We assumed g was constant, which it is for this height. We assumed my mass was constant, but I'd lose a tiny bit of mass by sweating and breathing.
We ignored air resistance.
All good points. What about the energy you burned just by being alive, your basal metabolic rate? Some of that banana energy is just going to keep your heart beating. Also, we assumed you climbed vertically. Real mountain climbing involves walking along paths, moving your limbs, which also takes energy that doesn't contribute to your vertical height gain.
So the real answer is probably even less than 160 meters.
Almost certainly. But what we've done is create a powerful model. We've gone from a vague question to a reasonable, quantitative estimate with a clear understanding of its limitations. We've defined the problem, made assumptions, calculated, and then refined our model based on a critique. That's thinking like a physicist.
And we can even extend this to other concepts. We've talked about energy and work. What about power?
Great question. Power is the rate at which work is done, or energy is transferred. Power equals work divided by time. The work done to climb our 161.5 meters is mgh. If you did that climb in, say, 10 minutes or 600 seconds, your useful power output would be 65 kilograms times 10 meters per second times 161.5 meters divided by 600 seconds.
That's about 175 watts, a very respectable power output for a human.
Amazing. So from one silly-sounding question about a banana, we've explored energy, work, power, efficiency, estimation, and the core principles of the scientific method.
That's the beauty of it. The world is full of these questions. How many piano tuners are in Chicago? How much energy does the sun output every second? How high can you climb on a banana? They all start with a huh and end with a model of the universe.
Your only tools are logic, a few principles, and a willingness to make a sensible guess.
A fantastic lesson. So, listeners, next time you eat a banana, think about the 160 meters of potential climbing you're holding in your hand.
And think about what you could do with a pizza slice. But that's a question for another day.
Thanks for tuning in to the Theoretical Frequencies podcast. Join us next time as we continue to explore the physics of everything.